I'm not a teacher, obviously, but I'm trying to inspire you to increase your income so that you can help your family, so that you can increase your quality of life, so that we can have better businesses in the future, so that we can in turn create a better society. So, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Today is my day off from work
Okay,
and just scrolling TikTok.
pretty good. Pretty good. Would you like to have an educated debate or would you like to have an air discussion?
I'm not that educated,
Okay.
but I'm just interested in religion, atheism. So I don't have
Okay.
like a lot of arguments for each of them, but I'm interested in, listening to people' opinions about this matter.
Fair enough. Good. Well, let's talk. So I say that you were asking me if lack of evidence is enough to prove the inexistence of something. And I said, not necessarily, but it's a very good first step. Okay, good. Right. So I think that's what you said, right? Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, exactly. So why do you believe in any God, in one God?
That's a tough one to be honest, but mostly because it was inherited from my parents and also culture and also my environment to say at least that yes.
I see. Did you know that the word culture is directly associated with another word that we don't really make the connection with, which is cult?
Okay,
Right.
makes sense.
It does make sense because they have the same etymological origin.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. So you were basically given the gift of faith by your parents.
Yeah,
Okay. Good. 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 And you never questioned that belief?
yeah, actually I did, and then just it's recent that I'm trying to return to my faith, right?
Mhm.
After having questioned it and having thought aloud on what is it to believe in God and to have faith, or to have faith in like any sort of deity around there. So, but in a nutshell, I just figured out that for me, not having faith was a completely state of despair. And then I just figured out that believing in God is for me like having hope and having this thing that push me to keep going in life. Because without faith, there is just despair and chaos in my life. That's my personal experience.
Okay. And he's 100% respectable. Yes, that's fine. You argue that because you feel the need to have something in which to believe in, you basically adopted these ideas. All right, got it. But have you ever questioned, like, is there anything else worth having faith in? For example, oneself.
I did. Absolutely, I did. Uh, For me, it felt empty, to be honest. Like, who am I, to just have faith in me? And I came to the conclusion that just, trying to thrive in life just for the sake of myself, it was too empty, too little. So I just came to the realization that, trying to live for my personal experience, God is the most like valuable thing, more rewarding thing, and it's like for me It's a gamble, you know. I will rest in the gamble. I don't know if when I die, when I pass, God's gonna be there receiving me. But at the end, it gives me so much purpose in life that I would go for gamble. I will rest in that gamble, which is God, the creator, for me.
Okay. Well, yeah, like
But what about you? What's the thing that puts you forward?
I think if there's anything in which I should gamble my existence on, that should be my own purpose to bring humanity to a new height. Like if you ask me like what should I believe in or what should I have faith in, my answer would be to have faith in my ability to first create a community of people who are critical thinkers and elevate them somehow, or at least trying to inspire them. And I think so far I've done a decent job, I think. But yeah, this is just the beginning. Like I literally just started doing these kind of lives. What, like 6 months ago? Yes. But anyway, if you say that you did try to believe in yourself and you came to the realization that it would be better to gamble on something or an idea that didn't originate from you, does that mean that probably you don't, without any disrespect, of course, does that mean that you don't have any like I don't want to say ego, but that you don't really trust your own abilities?
Oh, that's a good one. And to be honest, I do trust a lot in my abilities. Excuse me if you can hear my dog
That's
barking in the
fine. I
background.
have a dog too. That's all right.
Okay. Okay, thank you. But yeah, I do believe in my abilities. And okay, that's a good one to be honest. However, I would say that, well, I do have doubts about myself, like any other human being, but I didn't find like fulfillment and like making tons of money, having so much experience with, traveling around my country or around the world. I have experienced that, and at the end, that felt empty to me, you know, and like it's not a lack of confidence in my abilities, but it's like an existential issue right there. You know,
Okay.
I would put it that way. By the way, I think it's a lovely like purpose you just mentioned about getting humanity to new heights. I think it's good.
All right. Thank you very much. We can share it if you want. I can
It's
propose that
good.
to you just the same way your parents propose you to have faith in a God. You know, like it's okay. That is not just my purpose. It can be everyone's purpose.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't want to disregard your purpose because I see the value, and I think that's pretty Christian to be honest, because you are taking, or you are getting like I don't know, but you are interested in helping people, putting aside other benefits that can emerge from that action itself, but you are helping since out of you are loving people.
Well, I think the so-called teachings of Jesus, which is what the Bible is based upon, and a bunch of other stories, but mainly Jesus Christ. I think it's very logical. I don't necessarily think that he existed per se, but if you come and say like, "Hey, let's Let's help each other and let's find a way in which we can just grow at a very decent pace together just by helping each other and not thinking how to take advantage of others. That's very logical. Like, that's very human. See? Without cooperation, human beings would not have become what we are right now. So I don't think you have to be special, or I don't think you have to create a special religion to come to that conclusion. but yeah, I know what you mean. That when you say that, yeah, that sounds very Christian. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Well, yes, I know what you're saying and what you're trying to underscore there. And let me ask you this:
Yeah.
was for you the main argument against the existence of a God, for example? Can you like sketch it out or
Good.
lay it down a little bit?
Good. Let's. I'm gonna bring you a few of them. Okay. Number one is the one I mentioned previously. Number two could be the fact that everyone who preaches about X religion has their own narrative, and for some reason, not everyone can get. Not all religions agree on something. That, to me, that's a red flag already. See, if there was some form of unification or on the gospel in which everyone says like, okay, yes, let's do this and this and this and that, but pretty much all religions contradict each other, and sometimes they come from the same source, but they go ahead and create a different version of the original one. Like, you have Judaism, you have Islam, you have Christianity, right? The three main ones in the world, I think, and they can't get along. Like, Christians don't get along with Muslims, and Muslims don't get along with Jewish, and that's another argument. Number three would be the undeniable and unbearably large amount of evidence to the existence of a very old earth. According to the scriptures, humanity and the human experience started not more than 6,000 years ago. And you let me know if I'm wrong in that. But there's an unbelievably large amount of evidence that suggests otherwise. That's another argument. Another one would be the fact that if you take all of these scriptures from all religions, all of them, regardless of which one we're talking about, and you wait 1,000 years, every single one of them will be changed in some way or form. If you do the same with science, it's not going to change at all. Like, 2 plus 2 will always be the same answer. And obviously, that is just a simplification of my argument. But if you take every single scientific piece of evidence that we have right now, and you do nothing for the next 1, 2, 3, 10, 100,000, 1,000,000 years, that those facts will still be relevant. They will still be unchanged. And to me, that's a more logical approach to reality. And another argument, well, I can give you more, but what do you think? Should I keep going?
I think that those are pretty interesting facts that you are saying. Um, I would say though that regarding to the last one you said about the change that scripture has have suffered throughout history, that's I would say that's pretty common because we are not talking about scientific text. So we are looking at those texts with a modern view of what a text means, and we are not taking the fact into the equation that in ancient world, literature was made or was constructed or was in a
Britain.
different written in a different way or form. That's why, um, even though I understand what you're saying, I would probably not agree with that. What I would say, to add on top of that, I would say that books on the Bible are different. They are not meant to be taken as historical documents. None of that. That's a misunderstanding of those texts. What are these are pieces of literature that, in their construction and their elaboration, they're trying to communicate the author view or perspective of different matters within their context. So, having said that, I I would say that, okay, there's some truth in what you're saying, but you are glossing over other facts within those texts.
Okay, makes sense. Now, someone, Ivan in the comments says, and what makes you think that in 1,000 years the scriptures will change to wrong? Well, they could be wrong, but I don't think they will be right. Look, what I'm trying to say is that the scriptures work in a very similar fashion to a broken telephone. And this answer goes to Ivan. That's crazy. Exactly. Right. It's a broken telephone. It is crazy, right? Yes, because one person's version or interpretation of the scriptures will be passed down to the next generation with minor details. And over time, those details will be deranged, will be changed. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's my argument. But that doesn't really happen with the how we interpret reality, which is through science. And by the way, these what I'm the next thing I will say is for you, Sammy. So I was gonna say that right. So you did say that the scriptures are not meant to be taken literally because they are a projection of what a higher being wants us to interpret. But then, if that's the case, then humans shouldn't abide by that book or any of those books because they don't really represent reality. So, why bother in the first place? Like, if we cannot take it literally, then what's the point? I think, with all due respect, of course.
Yes, I understand, but we have first to understand what literally means. You know
Verbatim.
what I'm. Okay, if it is verbatim, so we are not reading those texts as they are meant to be read.
Okay.
For example,
Okay.
because let's say if you're gonna read Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Cien Años de Soledad, are you gonna read Gabriel Garcia Marquez literally?
Which I never read, by the way. I've never read any of those of that guy's works. Uh, well, he did say that his genre is magical realism, right?
Correct.
He did say that is implied in his work, but God doesn't really say that.
Correct. And that's the point. You said it right. The genre of the book is really important, and the books of the Bible are not meant to be read literally because their genre is not a historical text. They
Okay.
are not. There contain some information that could be historical, but they are not historical in and of itself.
Hmm.
So if you get at the
Therefore,
Bible, if you go to the Bible, you're gonna read apocalypse literature, for example. They are meant to give hope to the people within that context. that are suffering persecution, that are suffering like this oppression from the Roman Empire. So they are being murdered, killed. They pregnant women are being cut up, and their babies are being thrown out to the rubbish, let's say. And this is really important because apocalyptic literature is not saying this was going to happen in the end of the time. But instead of saying that, they are saying, okay, you are suffering, my brothers, but don't worry, because at the end, justice is going to prevail. Justice is going to take place within our context. So have hope. Therefore, because you're suffering and God is watching us, have hope. So that's one example.
Okay.
So I don't believe that there's gonna be dragons, the earth is gonna be cracked into the middle and flashes are gonna came out. No, I don't believe that.
Okay.
I just think that, like say in Colombia, we have a lot of violence, a lot of injustice. I think that at the end, God is calling us to have faith, to have hope that He will prevail.
Well, you think that, you said so yourself, but other people take that literally. See, it's like, why can't just agree on something? Like, that's my point. Like, if it's true, then why is not everybody on board with the same idea? That's my red flag argument. But all right, thank you very much. I really, really, really wish we could go on for more time. But like I said from the beginning of the live, I was gonna have to go at 3:20 something, and it's already 3:18, so I got to do something else. But yes, I know. Wait, there's other people wanting to join. Don't fret, because I'm gonna do a live about this at 7 p.m. Today as well. Okay, I just really got to go and do something now. So Marcos and Ivan, I know that you wanted to join. Let's tune in at 7 p.m. and I'll let you in with all the pleasure in the world. Okay. Good. Sammy, I really hope you have a great day, a great rest of the day. And thank you for being here as well. It was lovely to talk to you about this.
Just well, have a good one, brother.
All right. You take care.
Long time. Do you remember? Did you remember me? Do you remember me?
I may remember the voice. The voice sounds familiar, but your profile picture, no, it's not.
Yeah, I just changed my profile picture just a while ago. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm the one that's from Paraguay.
Hmm.
Do you remember you gave me some advices about digital marketing and
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. How
how
have you
you
been?
did?
What's good?
Very busy lately, but I'm fine. Thanks for
Okay.
asking. How about you?
Oh, well, my phone has not stopped ringing today for some reason, but yeah, I'm just fine. Having a good time. You know what?
This
I'm gonna
way.
have to fucking throw this thing away. So
Oh God.
yeah, because it's a
Okay.
distraction. It's like I got two phones here, and both of them get me distracted. So yeah. Anyway,
It's
how's
okay.
business? I think you said you have if I'm not mistaken, I think you
Yes,
said you have a marketing agency or something, right? Or you were
yes,
thinking
but
about it.
yes, but the thing is that I got some customer that gave me that I got some projects, so maybe in a week I will be getting back to the agency. I got a new project in the agency as well about AI wrappings with teaching English teachings, and I will dealing with some marketing strategies. So pretty, as I told you, very busy, but
Okay.
I'm feeling all right. And how about you?
Well,
Interesting topic for today: religion versus atheism.
hey, yeah. You want to talk about it?
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
Good. So, what's your stance? Which team do you belong to? I'm just messing.
Okay. I'm not sure. I believe the God is in everything, in every religions, and even in atheism, because somehow atheism means to believe in their self. And
Technically, you're right. You're right.
yeah, so but our self is an existent self.
Okay.
And since we don't know the nature of God or what is God or what is the universe, so the only thing that we can be sure that exists is the existence itself. So maybe religion and atheism is to believe in something, I guess, that is more powerful than ourselves. So I don't know. Because when you get in a deep trance with yourself, with your own consciousness, you might realize that in yourself, inside of you, there is someone or something that is even greater than you, even good than you, even evil than you yourself. I mean, so everything is in ourself. Even if we believe that in some one powerful has the religion's God, always you will realize that there is always something much greater than yourself
Okay.
that can
For
make you a better person or a worse person. That's how it was. Maybe I don't know if I'm messing up these topics, but this is what I think about believing in some God.
good. No, yeah, it's a valid perspective. I was gonna say that for me, that grandeur thing is none other than the universe. But wait, the universe, the physical space and time of the universe, not the universe like, oh, what is the effect of the planets in my life? No, not none of that superstition, because that is astrology. No, I think the universe is so fascinating, and it gives us a sense of perspective as to how small we are and how fragile we are. And to
Uh,
me, that is a reason to believe in me and to appreciate life itself.
like existence itself, right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
You're
Right.
right.
You did
I agree
mention
with you.
something interesting. You said that it's more of a philosophical discussion, and I kind of agree with that. Yes.
Do you mean from the perspective that we're not taking some organizations like religions and some thinking belief like atheism? That's what you mean?
Exactly, because you haven't mentioned any factions. Because in reality, what religions are, I'm just,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get too political here,
yes,
but
but the religions is like organizations that help
yes.
you to connect with God. So their main purpose is to provide you um, some God's love through their actions and through their belief and something whatever they do. But the real meaning to well, I mean, what I expect or what I would like to expect from a religion is that that religion can help me to connect with that in somehow in some way. I
Okay.
could feel that I'm doing right to I don't know how to say, but to make my God feel happy for my existence.
Okay. Okay. I see. Like to.
For example, if you do some good actions to help others, my God will be happy for me. That's what I believe religions mean.
to to
What
make
the
him proud
yes,
of
make
you.
proud
Okay.
to our God.
Okay.
So and that's what Catholicism does. That was I don't know. That's what Judaism does. Everything is to teach you how to behave. I don't know how to be. I forget how to say behave. Yeah, how to behave in such a way that you are making your God proud. That's what
Okay.
I believe.
I see. I see. what
But
I really, sorry, go on.
no, it's okay. I would like to listen to you. I would like to hear what you're about to say.
What really grinds my gears is the fact that humans, all humans, we have the ability to believe in what we want. That's fair. I think that's fair. I believe in
Mhm.
some stuff, or I think some stuff are valid. But what I really don't like about
Free
religion,
will? Are you? Do
yes,
you mean free will?
no, in some other stuff, like no, I didn't say free will. I said I believe in some stuff. I think
Uh
that's
huh.
what I said. But what I really don't like about religion is that they implant the idea of a god onto the next generation. It could be different if every individual were to come to the conclusion that there's a god just by them thinking about it. But that's not really what happens. What happens is that it works more or less like a virus. See, it's transmitted from generation to generation. It's transgenerational. So you get it from your parents, and you most likely give it to your kids, and that's how religion survives.
I
Um,
get you. But
yes.
you cannot neglect or I don't know how to say it. You cannot yeah deny the some people that wasn't believing in God.
Yeah.
They found themselves to become prayer.
Okay.
So that's so we cannot say that what you but your point is very good. That's what in the majority happening everywhere because is the how to say this that who rules or who are helping the religions are human beings that
It's the
can be
norm.
guided by their own ego and make bad decisions because they're human. But I don't know. That I guess that the way that you experience religions will be yes, you're right. Your environment will affect you, but at the end, if you if you train your brain in such a way that you have own criteria or be able to have a good criteria, you will earlier or later you will realize or you will I don't know how to say this, but in somehow you will be find your own way to connect with God.
Okay.
That's what I believe. Well, I don't know, but that's is on my own experience because I was raised in a Catholic environment. But on my own experience, I experienced more than 13 religions,
Wow.
even Buddhism and even atheism. So at
Wait, you
the
say
end, I just
13?
yes, because I travel the world
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
because of my job, and I attempt to their meetings. Like for example, in the Mormons, I got has been participating in their I don't know in the church, and I mean I visited visit some churches from different religions and try to get the sense or of their purpose.
Okay. Of their
Or I
faith.
mean, in the most pure way, because as you mentioned, there are some priests or some leaders
No.
on a church that can uh, make some bad decisions and be guided by their own ego, so they might not doing it right, but still sooner or later you will be able to connect with your God because at the end maybe after you die you might be connecting
Mhm.
to the God or to the nothing that might be that God. Maybe
Right.
nothing is a God as well. I don't know.
Okay. Good. Good. So just to conclude, the final question, I just need a very short answer because I would like to bring in another guest. Um,
Sure.
on a scale from 1 to 10, how beneficial do you think is religion and how beneficial do you think is atheism?
Okay. Beneficial, you mean for my own?
Or mankind, not your own?
Okay. For the mankind, I think we need to believe in something common that is good that we used to call God. And is from atheism that is very good is to 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 make the important to make ourselves our own existence on our own beliefs based on what we experience right now,
Okay.
because we can believe in God but we cannot see him, hear him, but somehow it is very good to have to try to join the everyone's to believe in something good for our own evolution to be better in the future. Something like that's what I could conclude
Okay.
about religion and atheism. But
Right.
it's yes. Go ahead.
No, no,
Thank
go
you.
on, go on, go on.
But what I believe is that the extremes always will be bad.
Yeah.
It should get so yeah, I don't know how to say, when you are very very proud for example for a soccer team that you cannot to, but anyhow the extremes are not good to believe that if you only believe the God that you believe and the other people believe in another kind of God, or what they call, or they believe that their God is, to be so thin or just so I don't know, I'm missing some word I cannot express, but if you are not so flexible to others and not you are not complying with to the main point to be a tool of love from God, I guess that you're missing the real meaning to connect with God,
Could
no
be.
matter which religion you believe in, or even for atheism. If you are very extreme in a way that you are trying to make jokes or not respecting the belief of other people, maybe you are also being just putting yourself to become a mean person, and that so every extreme in each in any of them are not good, and that's what I can conclude as well.
Could be. Yes, you're right. Like both extremes of of this discussion are equally uh, detrimental to society. Yeah, exactly. Right. All right, pretty good. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us, Luis. I really hope you have a great night and keep watching the live, I guess. Okay.
Okay, take care, my friend. Bye.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. Yellow.
Hey, hello, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes. What's up?
So, how are you?
Pretty good, man. I just have one question for you. How old are you?
I'm 26, sir.
Okay, got it. Pretty good. So,
How about you? I always wondering that.
You mean my age?
Yes. How old are you?
I'm
I was
35.
wondering that. Oh, cool. You look pretty young, man. That's nice.
Thank you. Thanks. Yes, 35 years old.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
I
what's
was
your
born in
question?
the 80s.
That's cool. I'm 90s.
Okay. Nice. So, I don't think you have joined this lab before, right?
I think I did once.
Okay.
And I think I scheduled one class for you the other day. The one that was for free that you were going to talk about your book and things like that. I missed it. I apologize about that.
Okay,
But
yes. I got it. I got it.
yeah, I did talk to you. It was like 3 months ago, I think, or
Got it.
something.
So where are you from exactly in?
I am from Guatemala. I'm currently living in the United States, but 100% Guatemala.
Got it. Excellent. So would you like to cover this, or is there anything you want to ask me?
Yeah, we can talk about that. First of all, I just want to tell you that I really like the way you're debating. You're not like most of the atheists that always like try to avoid some things. And when you're are talking with some people, you say could be or maybe. That makes me think that you're kind of open to the idea that probably in the future you can change your thoughts about things, which is makes me really happy, because
Okay.
I really want to get you close to Jesus, even if you don't believe in him right now. But I just wanted to say thank you for being like that.
Well, you're welcome. I just try to be respectful of my audience, but it's
Yeah,
very
you can be
unlikely.
just you can just talk like
Yes.
you with me. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna be hurt.
Good, good. By the way, I think I didn't mention this. I haven't mentioned this yet, but my intention is not to change anyone's mind. My intention is first to understand where they come from, because I still want to understand humans on a deeper level. That's one thing. And the other thing is that I want everyone to start becoming more of a critical thinker. That's what I want. Everybody's welcome to jump to their own conclusions, but I don't want to like feel sorry, I don't want anyone to feel that I'm imposing something onto them.
Mhm.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hmm.
You said you had a question.
So you're a
Well,
Christian, right?
yeah.
Right, okay, got it.
First of all, just answer this. What is a Christian for you?
Good. A Christian, it's a blurry definition, because from my experience, a Christian should be someone who follows the teachings of Christ. Like that's where the name Christian comes from.
Yeah, it's like a Christ follower.
Right.
That's
But
pretty much it. I mean, it's not that complicated, A Christian is a
exactly.
follower of Christ.
But when you analyze their behavior, you quickly figure out that they don't really do it.
Yeah, I mean, and I can, because what you were talking about in the other life in the afternoon, I had a feeling that you're kind of hurt, or you have some, I don't know, some bad feelings from your past from churches.
I can tell you that
I
that
can,
is
I can,
not the case. 100% that's not the case. I've never been hurt or damaged psychologically in any way by any Christian.
then how you're saying that people don't follow Christ? I mean,
However,
you are generalizing.
good. Yeah, I'm allowed to generalize, I think, because
I mean,
I
no,
speak from my experience, basically.
yeah, but I can tell that you're not like I'm not like that. So
Okay.
I mean, I think nobody is allowed to generalize things, because
Okay.
I can tell like all Colombian people are like Pablo Escobar, and that's not true.
You're right. You're right. Because
But
there's a list of facts that I cannot even um deny. Those facts are sorry. Those facts are the oh, let me just clarify something, by the way. You might be under the impression that I, in some moment of my life, have been hurt. But what really grinds my gears about Christianism is how toxic they are to mankind, not particularly to me. I think that that Christianism it's a cult that is detrimental to society. That's what I think.
why is that?
Well, it's just enough to go onto the news to see all the bad things that they have done. See, and I know that I cannot speak to one person in particular. In this case, you, because you're listening to me. I cannot say that you have done those things. But if I just quickly Google like crimes committed by Christians in the name of faith, like the list is tremendous.
I mean, you can Google for everything, and you're gonna find something for everything. Then anything is real, if
Right.
that's your point.
Okay, let's do the exercise then.
Because what kind of things are you saying that you can find in the news?
Okay, good. Let's. Well, I don't think I can.
I never see in the news like something somebody with faith rape a girl.
Wait. Okay. Stop. Time up there. That's a word that cannot be said here.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
We're saying abuse. Gotcha.
Not even that. No.
Okay.
Let's say.
We're gonna beep.
Yeah. Let's say disrespect heavily.
Gotcha. Yeah, we know we're going to say that.
I don't agree with that. I really don't agree with that. I think well, I cannot say most, but a big portion of the crimes that are committed in that regard, in that particular regard, against young women come from that background, from that Christian background. And that is not a secret. Like, I'm not making that up. And yes, you're right. Every single group of people commit crimes like that, even atheists as well. But one particular thing about Christians is that they do something bad and they think that they can just clean their consciousness just by asking for forgiveness. That is something that I like. Why? Like, that goes against all morality, I think.
I mean, if we ask for forgiveness, it's because we are. First of all, we all are sinners. Nobody's perfect, and if somebody tells you that he's perfect and never sins, he's a liar, total liar.
I'm not a sinner.
I mean, you're lying right now.
No, I'm not a sinner. Go on, and then I'll explain.
No, you can tell me now.
Good. So, what is a sin? A sin is one of those acts committed by the people that follow a cult. In this case, Christianism and Islam. Since I don't per se follow those parameters, I can still commit crimes. I can still commit felonies. I can still have a twisted morality, which sometimes I do. I have to recognize that. But I cannot say that I sin per se. See, that is a term associated only with the people that follow the cult, not me.
Okay. So I can tell that you're not always a good person because you're saying that you don't believe in anything.
I believe in myself. I believe in mankind as well.
Something that we can replace the sin is that you're not always a good person.
Which is true. I'm not always a good person. That is true.
Yeah. Okay. You're saying on religion versus atheism. Okay. How do you deny the existence of God?
Well,
two questions. You can answer that one first, and then in what you believe.
Well, I don't respect the concept of God. If he were to be real and he would punish me, then I could just go ahead and die right now and go to hell. Like, that is something that could happen since I'm denying the existence of God.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm actively denying I'm actively denying the existence of a deity in which you believe in. And if I disrespected, the most logical pathway for me would be to go to hell, like right now, to die. Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm still talking, so. Still alive.
You didn't answer my question though.
Okay, good. Let me answer the question. Like, how can I prove the non-existence of God?
Yeah, if you believe in something, you need to prove it. You cannot just believe in something and not be able to prove that in what you believe.
Well, that's your logic. See, because you're saying that if you believe in something, you need to prove that it exists. That's literally what you just said right now. I don't believe in God, so I don't really have to prove that it exists. You get my point?
I didn't get that. Can you repeat it, please?
Okay. Let's go step by step. Let's say that you're asking me to disprove the existence of God.
Yeah.
Which the fact that I'm still talking to you kind of proves, because I've not been punished yet. But let's say that there's another way to prove it. To prove the non-existence. Let's say, for example, that I have committed crimes in the past, which, let's face it, I was stupid and young, right? I still did commit a couple of felonies when I was younger, but I wasn't punished by the justice of the heavens, right? Wouldn't that be proof enough that God is not real?
Not at all. I mean, you're saying that. I mean, I don't know where do you get that from, because you're saying that when you do something bad, God is gonna punish you with killing you. Where do you get that from?
I don't know. Isn't it that how it works?
No.
Okay,
You
so
you die because you gotta die.
Okay.
You're gonna be judged when you die in that day, is what the Bible says. But the Bible doesn't say that if you rob or if you do something bad, God is gonna punish you and you're gonna die at that moment. I don't. That's not a backup, because that's definitely not in what we believe.
Okay.
So
Right.
what is your backup then?
Like I just said, the fact that I'm still talking to you, like
Because
I just disrespected
told
God.
you that that's not how it works.
Okay, then how does it
The Bible
work?
doesn't say anything like that. That's why I'm telling you. I don't know. That's not a source, because the Bible it doesn't. I mean, it's the first time that I heard that.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. I've never read the Bible. Never.
So, and you are still denying the existence of somebody when you don't even try to look for
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
So you're not atheist then. You just believe in what you want to believe.
You see, being an atheist means that you don't believe in deities, in gods. I do believe in other things. I believe in the goodness of mankind. I believe in my own abilities. I could trust my life to other people, like my wife, for example. That means that I believe in her. But
So you only believe in science, right?
well, to say that I only believe in science could be an understatement. I do believe in science, of course, yes. There's other things that I also believe in, like myself. Like, what else? What else? In the general way in which humanity progresses. That's something that I believe in. I believe that in the future we will be in a better position than what we are right now. Those are things that I believe, and they don't necessarily have to do with science.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to discuss, like, debate with you about if God exists or not exists, but you're not giving me any point of. I mean, you just told me that your thought or your thoughts are that if you do something bad, God's gonna punish you. You're gonna die at that right moment when you do the bad thing. That's why you didn't believe in God. That was your source, which is wrong, because what we believe, what the Bible says, it doesn't say that.
Okay.
Then you're saying that you don't believe. I mean, you believe in science, but not the whole point. Then it's just in what you believe.
Okay.
I mean, you're not denying the existence of God. So
Allow me to clarify something. Let's put the discussion above whether or not God exists or not. My real true problem with religion, or with cults and with superstition in particular, is the fact that all of these behavioral activities that cults do are not based in logic. They're not based in the common good. They are flawed, deeply flawed, and they are incongruent with one another. And the fact that you cannot even get to an agreement between all the multiple monotheistic religions, it's a proof that it's deeply flawed. It's not a proof that God does not exist, but it's proof that religion is deeply rooted in illogical behavior. And that is something that I cannot allow. I think it's not what humanity should move forward to.
Yeah, I understand definitely what you're saying, but it's like definitely all the religions are gonna be different. Like the Catholics, Christians, Mormons, definitely gonna be different because it's we have a Bible. Everybody has a Bible based on their experience. I mean, you just wrote a book based on your experience. You're gonna find a different English teacher that you're gonna have a book, or they're gonna teach because based on their experience.
True.
But as you say, that doesn't deny the existence of God.
Okay. All right.
Hey, question: how do you explain that the world universe was created?
Okay. I can't, because nobody knows. I can't explain that. And I'm not claiming to know all the answers. That is something that deeply scientific people don't do. Like, we don't claim to have all the answers. Maybe we will get to it someday, but I don't know how it started. The evidence
the
suggests. Go on, I'm sorry.
No, you're saying that even the science doesn't have the answer, and the science explains the creation of a world.
Science suggests a theory, a possible theory for the creation of the world. Yes, it does. But it's not final. We don't really have conclusive evidence that that's what happened. And the opposite happens with religion, with no evidence, only with mere intergenerational experiences. You claim to have the truth of the world. That is something that I don't really agree with.
I mean, there's evidence though, but you haven't looked for it. That's the whole problem that I'm seeing in you, because you're saying that you don't believe in God, you're denying the existence of a God, but
Of all gods, not just one, of all
you
gods.
don't have a source. And that's the thing. You're just saying that I don't believe in this because that's the way I want, but you don't have a backup.
Okay.
So that doesn't prove anything that you believe in.
Okay, let me put it this way. I have a hard time trusting something that is deeply flawed by just by the way it's been transmitted, which is from generation to generation. And just to clarify, I'm not saying that the Christian God does not exist. I'm saying that no gods exist. None of them. See? Not Yahweh, not what's the Muslim God? Allah, right? They don't exist. Or any of the 1,000 gods of the Shintoism line of thought, or any of the 200 gods of the Indian culture. None of them exist.
I mean, you just said that you don't deny of existence of a God, but you deny the existence of a Christian or the different religion God. So you kind of contradict yourself right now. So do you believe in a God or not?
I don't. I don't believe in any God. Any.
But you don't know why.
I do know why, because there's no evidence.
There is evidence.
Okay.
Have you tried to search for that evidence?
Yes. In fact, you know what? Why don't you give me a piece of evidence right now?
You can go on Google. If you have, I hope you have the time. I mean, that would be great if you you start reading the Bible, and someday you go to Israel as a tourist.
Okay.
You're gonna see the Bible, that what the Bible say is alive. You have all the proof that the Bible was written 100 years ago, and you can still see all the things that were written in the Bible. You can see it. So that's a proof.
Okay. You just said that I wrote a book, right? That's proof that my experience is validated. At the same time, other teachers may disagree with me. So why would I believe what one book says?
Because it has to be a truth. I mean,
It
that
has
was
to, just it has to be. Okay.
yeah, it has to be a truth. I mean, you can compare a God with English. That was just an example because we were talking about the Bible. But I mean, you cannot compare a language with a God. Definitely has to be a truth.
Well, the language exists. We can prove it. We can test it. We can share it. We can use it. Can't do that with a God.
Well, the thing is that a God definitely doesn't need to be created.
Okay. Then I don't have to believe it in it. If it doesn't have to be created, then I don't have to believe in it. Right?
But why? I mean, that's the thing, that you don't have a source. We've been talking like for a few minutes, and your source was that you don't believe in God because you're still alive, and you're still and the source was because you thought that because when you do something wrong, God is gonna punish you with death.
Okay.
That was your source.
Okay. I think the discussion, yeah, we should elevate the discussion yet again, just like I said before. Let's imagine for a moment, let's imagine that
Yeah.
God does exist,
Yeah.
and that he is in the palm of my hand right now, and I see him and I can talk to him. Let's say that happens right now.
You can have it in the palm of your hand anyway. But yeah.
Let's imagine that that's the case right now. I'm seeing God right now. Let's imagine that. That does not disprove the fact that in the name of faith, in the name of Christianism, in the name of Islam, and in the name of Judaism, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering has occurred in the world. And if something collective causes harm to humanity, I don't have to abide by it, even if I know that the God is real. If a God is real and it allows that to happen, then it does not deserve my love.
He doesn't allow it to happen. Okay, let me answer your question.
Okay.
Let's say you have a kid, right?
Okay.
You did your best. You were the best example as a father to him. You raised him the best way. You were the best in the world, like I said. He grows up. When he's 25, he start doing bad things with people. He ended up in jail. Is that your fault?
It depends.
No, not. Is that your fault? Yes or not?
No, not directly.
Well, then, because why you're blaming God for the bad things that are happening in the world when we have free will?
Good. Because
a lot of people
good.
blame
That's a
God
very good question. It's a very good question.
Let me finish. A lot of people blame God because in Africa, continent Africa, there's kids dying because they don't have anything to eat. But God is blessing you, and God is blessing everybody with work, money. And when we have extra money, we don't go out and feed the homeless. So why are we blaming God?
Good. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. So let's say in the example that my son, he's 25 years old and he starts unaliving people.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to say, oh, I did it because I believe in my father, or I did it because my dad told me to, right? I don't think he would say that, even though let's say that I was the best dad ever, or even the worst dad ever. Do you think he would say that? No. That is something that these cults have done systematically with other people. See? And in America, we have the biggest proof of that. Like, we were colonized and instrumentalized in the name of faith. We were exterminated in the name of faith. So
I didn't get what you say, because you're saying when your son goes to jail, he's not gonna say my father did that. I mean, what has to do that with
Good.
what we are talking about?
Good. Let me explain yet again. What cults do, like Christianism, Islam, Judaism, do, is that in the name of their God, they pillage, they rob, they go to war, they colonize, they destroy, and they conquer. See? And another example of that happening right now is the US. The US has become a Christian nationalist country. And what they want is to expand their territory, their influence through colonialism.
But
In the name of faith.
Well, they don't go to the war saying we want to do wars in the name of faith. But you're saying that. But like I said, we have free will. I mean, we cannot blame God or Christianism for the bad things that we do.
Okay.
Like you said, your son is not going to blame you because he lied somebody. So why are we blaming God for
No, I
those?
didn't say that he was going to blame me. I said that he was going to do those things in my name.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, U.S. is not going to fight for land, saying in the name of Jesus we want to drive everybody.
That's literally what Israel is doing. Like, they're taking Gaza by force in the name of God. Like, how is that different?
Gaza?
Yeah, the Gaza Strip, Israel, which is an annexed part of the U.S. He's been doing that systematically for many years.
I mean, yeah, they war each other.
Okay.
So why only Israel?
Israel is just one example. It's just one of many examples.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be nothing when we believe in God or not. Like I said,
Okay.
you don't go to do bad things, say in the name of Jesus I'm gonna do this bad thing.
You're right. I don't do it. People do it. Christians do it. You're right.
I don't do it.
Well, you don't do it. Yeah, of course. But the cult historically has done it.
I mean, not only me. I'm 100% that 100,000 of people are really good Christians,
Good.
a good person. I mean, I consider myself like a really good person, not perfect. And the thing is that when we talk about religion, and I'm agree with you, religion is bad because do bad things to people. But I think believing Jesus and believing God, this more than a religion. It has to be like a relationship.
It's a cult. That's what it is.
For me, it's a relationship.
Okay.
So atheism is a cult too.
No, it's not.
Don't believe in God. Yeah, it is.
It's not. It's not because we don't create community based on our lack of belief.
Oh yeah. Atheism creates community.
Well,
they have. I mean, you should say that.
Okay, go on.
No, go ahead.
Well, we could do it, yes. And let's face it, yes, some people actually do it now that I think about it. Yes. But our goal is not to conquer the whole cultural spectrum and say, hey, this is what you should do. This is what you should think.
I mean, I watch a lot of videos when atheist people is even with signs saying you don't have to believe in God because that's bad. But you're not like in me not.
Okay.
So why that makes the religion or the cult bad?
Because it's deeply flawed. It's based on fairy tales. But anyway, okay, I think we have covered more than enough. And I would, as much as I would really, really like to keep on talking about it. I think there's other people waiting to be let in. But yeah,
I
thank
just
you.
want to tell you the last thing.
Okay.
That would be great if you do it. I mean, if you take the time, I would be happy if you do it. And sorry about my English. I know
No, it's
in
okay.
Spanish we would have a better conversation because I really want to tell you some things, but I don't know how to explain in English. And we're
Okay.
not going to take it in Spanish because it's a English live, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't have a source to deny that God exists. And what
True.
you said, your thought was that God doesn't exist because you're still alive. And I just told you that's wrong. The Bible don't say that. And you said that you never
Read.
read the Bible.
Read. Not
So
read.
if you
Read.
take the time, if you have the time someday, if you can read it, go ahead and do it. Just make sure that the things that you don't believe in are true. I mean, you need to have a source. You cannot say, I believe in this or I don't believe in this just because that's the way I want.
Okay.
You need to have a source. And I mean, that's the only thing that I want to tell you, that Jesus love you. God bless you. And even if you don't believe in him, I know someday you want to have a relationship with him. I'm pretty sure of that because there's moments in our lives when we feel like pretty lonely, and Jesus is the only one who can fill your heart. And like I said, right now you don't feel it, but I'll be praying for you, and hopefully in the future you want to know that you will remember me. So,
Thank you for your
love you, bro.
good
Take care.
words. Nice words. Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
All right. All right, let's go with another guest. But before I do that, let's bring some order. The next person, hold on, let me take notes. The next person will be Estelita Castillo. And then Nico Garcia. Okay. Let me just read some of the comments here very quick. Hold on. Okay. Randy Gampley says, having a normal life doesn't mean God does not exist. I mean, that's debatable, but mostly true. Yeah, it's true. LAGC, if God is doing everything to control us, where is the free will given? That's a valid question. Very valid question. Yes. Diego Stanley Hernandez, the Bible is precise with any prophecy. I don't know because I've never read the Bible. Okay. Sammy, hello Sammy, how you doing? Says a supernatural deity does not have to cling to moral laws given to us. Why not? Trying to measure God with the same moral parameters as humans is nonsense. Okay. Fair point. That's a fair perspective. I don't shoot at the messenger, I shoot at the message. Okay. Okay. Let's see what other comment do we have here. The desire to find meaning in life is a spiritual need that includes knowing and worshiping God. Not necessarily, but all right. All right. We need to get deeply on the Bible, says Diego. Okay. Junior Alejandro, if he decides not to believe in God, who are we to say to him God exists? Fair. That's a fair statement. Yes. John says God exists, bro. Okay. Good for him or her. Okay, Emmanuel says, exactly. Just because we don't know an answer doesn't mean we have to invent it. And just because an idea is comforting doesn't make it a reality. Truer words have not been said during this live. Yes. Lulo says, why you smile? Because I can smile. I'm still waiting for your message, Lulo. All right. Oh, by the way, thank you for the gifts, Lulo. All right, let's go with the next guest.
Hello.
Good evening. How you doing?
What good? What you doing?
Pretty good, man. What is your age?
I'm 21.
Yeah. All right. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh,
So, what's up?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just passing by. I'm just wanna know what the topic is for today.
Okay. Yeah. Well, every day we have a different topic, and this is literally the second time I covered religion versus atheism. What's your stance?
Well, from my perspective, I think well, God exists. I don't know which God is real. I don't. I'm Catholic, but I don't go to church because like the word that they spread, I don't think it's the same in each church. So it's like misinformation and nonsense.
Okay. I see. Have you felt God's presence in your heart sometime? Like someday, anyway.
Well, not in my heart, but like in situations like when I don't know, like when with my dad, like when he went through a surgery, but I'm like I have doubts. I have doubts about the this topic because like I've tried to manifest him um a lot of ways, but there isn't like a specific way to like say like God represent yourself in like I don't know, whatever shape or form you are. But like I do believe, but at the same time I don't. Like I have doubts still.
Okay. I see. So, if I were to ask you on which side of the spectrum do you lean towards to the most, would you say to believe or not believe? Like, which one do you think it's stronger in you?
Like I think it's in the situation that I'm in. Like if I'm having a bad day or like a bad
Okay.
week or something like that, I think like, oh my god, bro, like why is it so tough for me? Like why are you putting these like this in my way and all that stuff? But when something good happens in my life, like I like to involve him a lot. I like to thank him, but like just there's still something missing. Like
Okay.
there's something there, bro. Like I don't believe him 100%.
Okay. Fair enough. Have you tried, and maybe you haven't, maybe you have, I don't know. But when you feel like that, when you feel this deep uh disconnection with what matters, have you ever thought like, hey, I'm gonna I'm gonna follow the most logical path and I'm gonna believe in myself and I'm just gonna pull through? Has that thought ever come to your head? Like,
That's true, bro. Like well, in certain situations, like something that I cannot control, like it's like up to like another identity. In this case, which is God. But like let's see, like when a test goes or something, like I can change the result of it. I truly believe in myself in that type of way it does. But I don't know, man. Like, and there's certain situations like my doubt is still there. Like,
mhm.
it's not. I don't see where it matches up. Like you said already. Like science is proven, bro. Like things just don't appear from nothing.
Okay. And something that I mentioned in this afternoon's live is that science can only be proven wrong by better science. It's
That is
like,
correct. You can't
yes,
prove God with a better God.
right,
That's not correct. So
exactly.
yeah, that's like because my dad and my mom are Catholic.
Mm,
They go to church every Sunday. Um, like everything you can think of, they do.
okay.
But I don't, and I still believe in him. And when I do need him, I think he is in the presence. But
Okay.
yeah, there's something missing there. Like I think that when you need a hospital, it's still there at all times. But when you need God, sometimes he's not there.
Yeah, I see. I used to feel like that when I was when I was getting out of Christianism, because I was brought up in a Christian family, and my parents are exactly just like you. Like they are like in between believing and not believing. See? But at the same time, they still forced me to go to church when I was younger. And after fighting a very strong depression, like serious depression. Oh wait, I don't think I can say that word here. Anyway, let's say after fighting a sad moment in my life, I started to like analyze my actions very deeply. I didn't work. I barely ate for like a month, and all I did was like lay down in bed and just looking at the ceiling thinking. But I wasn't necessarily thinking about a god or a deity. I was thinking about my own place in the universe, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I concluded that, look, I don't know the meaning of life. I don't know what is the purpose of every person's life yet. I don't know. I really don't. But before I leave this plane of existence, I want to do everything that is possible within my knowledge, within my experience, to at least make humanity go further, and hopefully someday, in 500 years, in 1,000 years, in 1,000,000 years from now, maybe we will get to those answers. I'm just fine with not knowing most of the stuff that people ask themselves. All I want to do is just contribute a little bit so that more people can at least start thinking more critically and analyzing things, and not just believing everything blindly just because our parents told us to believe. By the way, it's just a cycle that never breaks. Well, very few
Yeah, it
people break
doesn't.
it.
It doesn't, bro, because like when I was little, when I was like 10, 13, like my dad used to like force me to go. And then at some point, like 16, 17, I told him, nah, bro, like I don't want to do that. Like I don't fuck with it. So when I stopped doing that, I felt better. But there's still like look here, I believe in it, but like at the moment where I really like get an itch in my heart is when, where do I go when I die? That's an interesting topic, because
Right.
like, bro, you dying, where do you go? Like, do you not feel, you don't feel nothing? Do you
Uh-huh.
go through a tunnel? Like it's bro, it doesn't matches up. Like when you can see like where like science says a lot of stuff, but those type of things, like when you die, when you're in coma, like all that stuff,
Mhm.
it's not transparent enough to like get an answer.
Yeah, straight up right. Again, I don't claim to know the answer as to where does consciousness go after death, but the shred of evidence that we have, the very weak filament of something that can be regarded as evidence, points out to the fact that maybe there's nothing after death, just like there was nothing before we were born. Most likely, like for me, there's a very high chance that that's the case. And you know what? I'm fine with that. That fact just makes me appreciate every single minute that I'm alive even more. Because I know that I only have one life, one chance to make it worth my time. So,
That is correct. That is so correct. But like let's put a situation here. Like when I go to college, I take the bus.
mhm,
The bus and all that stuff. But I get out of school like at, let's say, 11, and it's dark and it's all that stuff. But at that moment you feel like when you're alone in the street and all that stuff, you get like get scared. And that's the moment when you like most feel it, and you're like praying like, oh my god, please don't let them, let's see, that robbed me or all that stuff. But then like you think about it and you say, um you shouldn't do this for this to happen, so I shouldn't let's say walk late at night by myself because it could be harmful for me and I could get robbed or I could
Exactly.
die at some point. So it's contradictory as like when let's say um someone has cancer and let's say let's pray to God for him to like cure him and all that stuff. Bro, like you have to think before what you did for you to be in that position.
Yeah. Very logical, right? Exactly. Yes. And that's what I really like about doubtful people. There's nothing wrong with not having the answers. Just like you said, you are like, if anything, that makes you more willing to adopt other ideas, more willing to be open to hear other perspectives. So yeah, it's pretty good in and of itself. Like, of course, if you don't want to be hurt, don't put yourself in a position where you are statistically more likely to be hurt. It's like,
That is correct. Now let's change the topic a little bit. I know you don't have to like you have to put like people from where to speak, but I would like to like know what your opinion is like on like the church in general. I think it's like very they like to manipulate people.
okay,
Like I think it's a cult at some point. Not saying like every religion is, but like the highest of the highest, I think it is, and a lot. Like they manage cults and um they adore like the devil and all that stuff.
okay. So you want to know my take on that? My perspective is that is the root of the problem. The root of the problem is not whether God exists or not. The root of the problem, for me at least, is the management. If there's a better way to use that to express myself, the management that human beings with deep flaws give to that cult. They, in a way, they weaponize that to get what they want. If you take a look at a pastor, for example, an evangelical pastor, yes, he thinks in his mind, he thinks that he's doing a great deed, and maybe he is
Maybe we can be wrong. Maybe it does exist.
yeah, exactly. Maybe God exists, maybe, but they still do wrong by running a cult. See, that's my problem with religion, and I think that aspect should be completely
removed. Like
removed from reality. Yes.
like it's like if you like a certain, let's say if you like a certain team, you don't have to follow it. You just like it, like I do. Like I don't you don't have to. If at one point you were Catholic, you don't have to do that just to believe in it. And at some point you don't believe in it because it's not something you adore or you feel like attached to.
Exactly. Right. All right. Pretty good. I'm gonna have to let you go. There's other people waiting to share their thoughts. But thank you very much, Nico. By the way, your English is flawless. It's pretty good, man. It's nice.
Thanks. No worries. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too. Take care. Okay, Sammy, you are in.
Hello.
Yellow. Hey,
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. So we did speak today, right? Is that right?
We did. Yeah, we did.
Yes. I remember your name, but I don't remember what you said to me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not offended if he wasn't that interesting to you. It's okay.
I'm not saying that.
That's implicit.
Okay. I mean, that's your opinion. I have no way to disprove that. Just like Ivan said before. But so tell me, what is your stance? Like, what would you like to cover this time?
Morality.
Oh yeah, right. You asked me that question about morality.
Yeah.
Very good. You want to know where my morality comes from?
Yeah, that's a good point to
It
start.
comes
Yeah.
from the constitution of my country. Simple as that.
Okay, that's interesting. Can you like unpack that?
Good. Let me elaborate a little bit more on why I think that is the case. That's a fair question. What is the constitution of a country? You may ask yourself. It's a document, not necessarily a book on morality, but it's a document that tries to solve conflict based on previous attempts of from other societies that have tried that in the past. For example, our constitution in Latin America is heavily influenced by French constitution after the French Revolution, after Napoleon. And at the same time, the Japanese constitution was heavily influenced by US constitution after the Second World War. There's key factors that make it vastly different, but in essence, it's very similar. So what the Constitution is just, besides being a rule for community, it's also a compilation of rules that dictate what could be the most optimal way to move forward as a species. So that's how I see Constitution. And that's what I do. That's what I follow.
That's interesting. But have you ever thought about the fact that most of these way of thinking or ways in which these documents, I'm not really literate in these documents, but I do know that a lot of nations base their constitutions or way of thinking mostly in some sort of uh, belief or supernatural belief in something higher, maybe. Because I know that Colombia is a really religious country, and yeah, but that's just a thought of mine.
Okay. Right. Now, I think what you want to ask me is like deep inside my consciousness, where does morality emanate? That's what you want to know, right? Well,
Yeah, because in the contrast, I was thinking that the belief in God, well, you have to be a moral person that follows certain rules, certain like codes,
Yeah.
that you aim not to break, like doing harm to others or doing things that can be self-destructive and that kind of stuff.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, if we talk about morality based from the Bible, what do you think is the number one thing, the number one aspect that we should consider besides not killing? What else? Like,
I think that the main fact in this aspect is that you have to care of other people as if you do it for yourself, right? So basically, that's the main thing to that I would say right now.
which I do, by the way. Right. And everyone who knows me knows this about me. Sometimes I put other people's well-being above my own well-being. I do that not often, but sometimes I do it. And every time I do it, I get hurt. But I don't care. I will still keep on doing it. See? However, if you take a look at the average, let's say average, let's not say that every Christian does that. Let's take a look at the average Christian person who thinks that he or she believes in God. They maybe sometimes go to church. They they know deep inside their heads that somewhere in the universe God exists. Does that person on average places the well-being of their species over their own individual well-being? That's a question that every single one of you should ask yourself. Does that really happen more often than not? I think the answer is no. And I'm not claiming to have a better morality than most people, but it's just logical. Like, don't kill others. It's just logical. Unless you have a survival trigger, there's no real need for any human being to unalive another human.
Okay, you are implying that you don't need a god to be a moral individual.
Exactly.
Okay. So in this case, would you like attribute that to, I don't know, evolution? Do you believe in evolution or some sort of process?
Good. Very good observation. Evolution has to do with that because it's not a secret that in the last 500 years, humans, we have, in a way, evolved at a faster pace than any other period of history known to mankind. See, that's a fact. But I don't really think that evolution must be the main source or the only source of morality, because evolution implies death of the weakest animal or plant or being. That's what evolution is. It's survival of the fittest. But we humans, we don't necessarily have to think like that. I don't have to kill you. Well, sorry, I don't have to unalive you to have a better job. See, that doesn't happen. So
Correct.
my morality, I'd like to say that my morality comes from logic. Logic that is deeply rooted in how to survive as a species the most efficient way possible. That's it.
All right, fair enough. I think that's clever. It's compelling. However, as I mentioned before, for me, and I'm speaking like from my view, right?
Mhm.
My morality stems from the fact that God allowed me to, you know, it gives me like this awareness of the world around me,
Okay.
and understanding, good things, bad things, and then He allows me to choose whether I'd be like a, good person or a bad person that follows certain path down the line or in the uh, moment present, to say.
Okay. Alexander is basically taking the credit away from what I said. No, wait, he's saying, but this logic comes from the divine design according to biblical logic. But before the Bible was even written, people still had those alignments already in place. But anyway, let's get to that in a moment. Okay, so what?
Well, another question. So
Go on.
in this line of thinking, where, let's say, evolution has like a good place, or for us to be moral, do you think that, let's say, down the road, humanity is gonna get rid of gods?
Yeah.
Okay.
That will happen. Just like we got rid of Zeus or Thor, we will also displace Yahweh. That will happen. I'm not saying that will happen tomorrow. That will happen maybe in 10,000 years, 20,000 years, but eventually that will happen.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Now, this thing of they believe in God, it's really important to people, mostly in poor contexts. And that's really interesting because, people in poor context, that's the only thing they have, God.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Have you ever thought about this before? Like how, yeah.
That is no coincidence. That's no coincidence. It's also no coincidence that the wealthiest countries in the world, historically speaking, have been on the slippery slope when it comes to how many believers they have, at least with Christianism. There's a different story with Islam, which I also am against. I'm 100% against Islam, and I'm 100% against Judaism as well, and any other religion, any other cult. It's like, for me, it's just like not necessary. But it's no coincidence that the countries that have been exploited historically are the ones that believe the most in deities. And a very good example of this is also the US. The US is a special because they have exploited other countries, but at the same time, their military complex has exploited their own people. See?
Okay.
And if you think about it, like, it's no coincidence that the most ignorant people in these countries are the ones that have this need to embrace something that they think could feel. Because, like you said, maybe they have nothing else.
Correct, and it does make a lot of sense, thinking this way, and it is interesting, and I recognize the complexity of religion and how people cling or abide by religion, because some of the most religious people in the world are people like really poor and violence context, or, war and etc.
Mhm.
However, and I wanted to ask this. Is it necessary religion
No,
to get exist
no,
or a creator?
no.
So being against religions is not a conclusion for disregard God.
Sorry, is not a conclusion for what?
To like put aside God or get rid of God from the equation.
Okay,
I mean,
but
let me reframe that.
yeah,
So religion isn't the it's not like the linchpin for the existence of God. I think
okay,
God or a creator
okay.
can exist,
I get it.
but I still cannot agree with a lot of things in religion, for example.
Okay. So let me get this right. You're saying that in order for a higher being to exist, a cult to said thing, to said God, is not necessary, right?
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
I agree with that. Yes. But I take it a little bit further. I think that none of those things are necessary. I think that's my humble opinion. And you don't have to agree with me. Anybody here, I think most people disagree with me actually here in this live. And that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. If you have a compelling argument to make me turn into a Christian, now go ahead and say it. But until that happens, I'll still think that religion and deities in general. No, wait. I always encompass all of these concepts in one word. I think superstition is not necessary. And superstition encapsulates religion, cult, deities, astrology, the horoscope, tarot, myths, irrational fears. All of those things can be encapsulated into superstition. I think superstition is more harmful than beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And I think God helps a lot of people with the impending encounter with death.
Okay.
What's your takeaway on death? You just gonna face it like that that's it, or do you
Well,
think that down the line, because of your background being raised in a Christian household, is gonna like take place at the end of your days if you have the opportunity to, let's say, know beforehand that you will die?
I embrace death. I have no issue dropping dead right now. Just like I said to Ivan a few minutes ago. I said, like, if God exists and I disrespect him or her, then he can go ahead and take me to hell right now. And that still hasn't happened. So to me, death is just one of those things that are necessary for reflection. And it's just a part of what it means to be alive. I don't want to say that it's a part of being human, because maybe in the future we will find a way to elongate our existence indefinitely. I don't know. It's something that it's been discussed nowadays. But yeah, death is just something that happens. I would not be the first one or the last one to be that. So I don't really think that much about it.
Okay, but you don't think that, like, just in case in you deathbed, you're gonna think, okay, when I receive Christ, just in case there is a hell in heaven.
No.
So you're gonna be like really like doubtless about this. Like, I'm atheist and I will die like this.
Okay.
I mean, I'm asking if you think that, like, if you're gonna keep it like this with this mindset until you die.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I don't know. I can never say never. But so far, I am inclined to think, I was going to say believe, but I'm inclined to think that that is most likely the case. The day I die, or even if I know that my death is impending, that it's unavoidable, and I know it's coming for me, in my head, I know for a fact that I will be like, I lived my life to the best of my abilities, and I tried to do good as much as possible, and I have no regrets. And I lived, most importantly, I lived a life of honor. And that's, for me, that's good enough. Living a life of honor is good enough.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that in this respect. I respect that, right? Because those are really lovely, like, thinking or ways to think. In my case, I would say that, as I mentioned before, I will bet my life for that, right? I will go for that option, believing in God. I think gives me purpose, allows me to keep forward in life, because as we were talking, like, for a lot of people, including myself, if I don't have God, there's no sense to or any meaning of living.
Okay.
Even though I have tried other things, that's something which is true.
Okay.
And I think that in this case, religion, cult can provide a good purpose for people that are lost in life, that don't have like the resilience. For example, you have to keep in life believing that there's nothing else. You have to encounter death and that's it.
Okay.
All this over. So I think that's the value in religion, and that's why I will gamble my life.
Okay.
Believing in it.
Fair enough. So instead of people just accepting something that maybe they don't want because they don't have any other option, maybe I should put another option on the table. See, so that they can just compare them and weigh them once against the other. Like believing in something because you are desperate to believe in it, or analyzing what are the consequences of your actions, which is what I do, and accepting that there are certain things that you can't change. That's what I do. Like, but yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good. Your conclusion has a deep importance to it. Yes.
Yes, correct. And well, we will see. I think that the really interesting thing about life is that all of us, we're gonna know what's gonna happen next. That's cool. You know, we all gonna die one day, so we will see.
Yeah. True. Everyone who is alive right now will die. Maybe people in the future will find a way to live indefinitely. But yes, you're right. You're right in the sense that everyone alive right now will perish.
But I wouldn't like to live like longer with, my internal fights, like my internal conflict. I think 70, 80 years old is enough.
Okay.
That's why I want to believe that there is restoration. There is God is gonna change everything. God is going to renew, let's say, this reality is gonna be transformed.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you for your participation again, Sammy. It's very nice to have you here with us. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you later, I guess. Okay.
Thank you to you for having me.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of the life. Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, let's bring in another guest. We will go with Isai Rodriguez. Oh wait, Claver. Claver was first. Why? Wait a minute. I got a message here. It says multi-guest is disabled. What? What does that mean? What does that mean? Okay, Claver.
Hello.
Yep. What is up?
I don't know. It was. I feel bad because my request was canceled right now.
Maybe it expired. I don't know. I really don't know. Like TikTok is unpredictable sometimes.
Maybe because I'm out of the app.
Mm,
Oh, because I'm buying your book in this moment.
okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I thankfully I made the list here, and I wrote your name here. I know. Yes. Very good. Very good. So tell me, what is your stance on today's topic of choice?
Religion versus well, I believe in God, but I'm not. I'm not religious, and that's not the most important thing of my life.
Okay.
That's not my way to follow, maybe, because I believe in God.
Mhm.
I go to oh
Church.
church. Thanks. But that's not the first thing of my life. I just work for myself. I'm really jealous with my life, with what I think, what I do. Sorry, and I'm careful with all the things that I do all the days. I work for me. I work for my family, and for my future. But I don't work for Bible, for religious people or
The
something like
pastor.
that. Yes, yes.
Right. I see.
But no, I don't know what you think about that. You're religious, you're a theist.
Well, I'm an atheist. That means that I do not believe in any superstition.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that I don't believe in other things. Like I previously said before you arrived, I said that I do believe in my own ability to make progress. I also believe in the general disposition of humanity to do good. I believe that humans are mostly good. That's what I believe. Yes, there's a lot of people committing crimes and doing bad stuff, but I think the vast majority of people do just live a good life. I think, or I believe. I that's what I want to believe. That's what I want to believe, and I have no proof of that. I don't know if most people are good individuals. I don't know, but I would like to believe that that's the case because I think humanity or mankind is too important to let it go.
Okay. I think similar than you. I think that that's not governs our life. We have the opportunity to have a choice, free choice for too many actions. Maybe we can do good things, bad things, and we have the choice in that moment.
Okay, exactly. So, what do you think? Wait, let me ask you a very direct question. Do you think the world would be better or worse if cults, if religion did not exist? Not God, but religion.
Not God, but with religion.
Yes.
The thing is, the people creates religion.
Yes.
A lot of people create that growth of people that want to follow. Um, I don't know. People want to believe in something more higher than us.
Something higher, not more higher. Something higher.
Something higher, okay. And that's the part when people come from other people to create a group for
Okay.
for something higher. I don't know how to say that,
An
but a group of
entity.
people. Hmm?
An entity. An entity that is higher than us.
Exactly. So I don't think that religions disappear of this world.
Yeah.
Maybe the religions that we know in this
Mm,
moment, but
yes.
people create another one and another one,
Exactly.
another one, and that's I think the world will be better or worse. I don't know. That's so difficult to say in this moment.
Yeah.
Because people want to govern want to
Others.
others.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing. People who want to believe in something higher than us, and well, they want to think that it's not my fault. It's the God fault.
Like a scapegoat.
Why God do that? It's the phrase. It's not a word. It's God.
Good. You know what? You and the previous guest, Sammy, just made me think of something. You both of you said that, oh, but people with certain conditions, with certain background conditions, need something to believe in, need something higher to believe in. I didn't realize this until recently, but the higher thing that I choose to believe in is mankind. humanity, basically. I don't really need to create a new character, an imaginary character, to place my faith in it or in him. The higher thing that I can believe in is it's the fact that we as humanity, we will do great things. We will do more and greater things in the future. And that's what I'm trying to help with. See, like I'm trying to help every single person here. I'm not a teacher, obviously, but I'm trying to inspire you to increase your income so that you can help your family, so that you can increase your quality of life, so that we can have better businesses in the future, so that we can in turn create a better society. So that's basically what I'm doing. But yeah, you're right. Like you just made me think of what is that higher entity.
Well, that's the reason that I buy your book, because I want to increase my income in this moment. I work for that because I'm entrepreneur and well, other things.
Okay.
But with this topic, what to say that? Oh yes, I believe in God, but I don't think that this govern my life.
Okay.
Government.
Governing your life. It's not governing your life. Yes.
I believe in God like the science create the universe, the science create the world, the science create the animals, all that we know. But that doesn't mean that I believe that this government or our life,
Okay.
our decisions, the destiny.
That's an interesting perspective. I've never heard anyone saying that, but okay, good.
That's what I say. I'm not religious, and I just believe in God, but
Good.
I'm not in on this line like those people.
Okay. So I think a better way to express yourself or to express that idea is to say, I'm not religious, but I'm deeply spiritual. I think that's what people say.
Deeply
Spiritual. Like spiritual. Spiritual. No?
What's more deeply that's not sound for me.
Okay. Just in case, I'm just going to write it here. But yeah, I think some people that think like you, they say, oh, I don't buy the idea of belonging to a religious cult, but I still believe in a spirit, in a higher entity. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. Oh, by the way, before I forget, you just reminded me of something. You said that you just bought my book, and thank you for that. Every single person who has bought my book will get a discount, a special discount for the video version of that book. Yes, I am recording. I don't like the word. I don't even like the word course, but I'm recording a program, a video version program, in which I cover everything from the book and all the activities. Because one of the things that I notice is that people who bought the book, sometimes they get it, they start to read it, and then they stop for whatever reason, and that happens to everyone. That happens to a lot of people. So I think if I create a video version of the same information, I think people are going to have a better chance at consuming pretty much everything.
I don't know why. Maybe it's my consistency, but it's difficult to finish a book. But I want to finish that because I want to learn first English and second about business, because my job, if I want to say that, my job is business.
Okay.
But the video you posted where in the page?
Okay. Yeah, it will be like an online course, basically. Like I think I'm gonna post it on Hotmart. I think I'm not sure yet. But yeah, some
Account it's another article to buy.
Could be, yes, of course. Like I still thinking if I will make a YouTube version of that, which is completely free, or if I'm just gonna create another article, just like you said, another item. I know that is not an article, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I know. Okay, I want to watch this because I want to learn a lot of that.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good, excellent. All right, all right, all right, got it. And do you have any question before I let you go? I think I still have another guest here.
Okay, two things. Two advice. One for my English, and second about business.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
I think you're very interested in knowing what I think about your English because every time you come here, you ask me the same question,
Yes.
right?
Because I want to improve all my skills, and I told you that.
Very good, very good. You already have the book in your hands, in your phone right now. The book, from the very first pages up until the 15th page, the book will tell you the answer to that, or it's going to explain to you how you can calculate your skills. So it's not necessary to ask me how I think your English is. Very soon enough, you're gonna find out how you can do that yourself, because that's one of the first things I explain in the whole book. But I think it's good enough. There are still some small details that have to do with your pace and vocabulary, like I said previously, and those are things that are not going to get fixed overnight. But yeah, just know that as soon as you start reading the book, everything is going to click, and you're going to go like, oh, so this is how I keep a record of my skills. And that's basically what you're doing right now. Asking me every time you come to the live, you ask me because you want to have that record. So you're going to learn how to do it yourself.
Yes. Well, the last time I don't have the book.
Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah. So I think, look, how many times did I correct you? I think just once. Right now.
Yes,
right now, I just corrected you once when you said more higher, and I said no, it's not more higher, just higher. That's the only correction I gave you. So that could be a good sign that that your English level is not that bad, right?
But not enough for work in a company like a B2 level.
Yes, it's good enough. It's good enough to work at a company and like that. Look, I always tell the story of my best friend. My best friend, we met at a call center.
Okay.
And I gotta be blunt and honest, he recognizes himself that he doesn't have the best level of English in the world. But the things he has achieved in his lifetime with English are far greater than what I have done. See? In business specifically.
Okay.
So again, just because you still struggle with a couple of aspects of communication, that does not determine how successful you're going to be.
Maybe that not, but at least 6 companies rejected me on an interview in a call center.
That's fine. You know how many clients reject me? You know how many clients reject me for me to get one?
6, I think that is a lot.
Yeah.
But and I apply like 10 companies.
Oh, 10 to 1. A 10 to 1 ratio is not bad. It's actually pretty good. See, because when you apply for a job, you're actually selling yourself. And everyone or anyone who works in sales knows that at least you should try 100 times to make a sale. That is a very good ratio. That's a very good ratio, 100 to 1. Now you are 10 to 1. I don't think that's a big enough sample to say that your level is not good enough. See, like when I want to get one client for my copywriting business, I have to go through 60 or 70 interviews with people that I don't know and that I offer my services to. So
Okay. Which,
yeah, don't get discouraged because 10 people say no to you.
the thing is that I don't know a lot of companies in English because I want to have a job in English. Because in Spanish, I have, but I want to earn more money,
Okay.
and the English is one of the solution.
Just one. It's not the only solution. It's just one. Okay. Always keep that in mind.
It's one of the solution.
Yeah. Right. Okay, but in conclusion, don't get discouraged just because 10 companies said no to you. It's okay. Like that is bound to happen. That's bound to happen in the world of jobs. That's okay. That's fine. Just keep on trying, keep on preparing yourself and analyze your speech. Now that you have the book in your phone, analyze your speech and make progress significantly faster. Okay?
Okay.
Pretty
Okay,
good.
thank you.
Well, I do hope you have a great night. Thank you for being here again, and enjoy the rest of the life. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, pretty good. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Yellow.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. How have you been?
Um, Pretty much, I've been doing well. How about you?
We're good, man. Excellent. Best day ever, as always. So, would you like to cover this, or is there any question you have for me about anything?
Yeah, so I've been listening to the last two guests, and I'm kind of the position of neutral, of or better to say, I'm kind of a neutral position where I believe, well, I can prove that God exists, but I also don't believe in God. So it's kind of a contradiction there where
I don't think it's a
um
contradiction. You just need
I,
proof. So
exactly.
you're
And I
basically
mean
an
you
agnostic.
know,
Okay. Sorry, go on.
yeah, kind of. So I always uh I'm kind of open right now. So I don't want to close my mind and say, hey, this is the true or um you know
Which is
um
very wise. Very wise.
I yes, I believe that a lot of people see God as a reflection of themselves, you know, and for men, or at least for people, they always want to try um, or to have hope or an objective in the life.
Mhm.
So it's kind of my perspective of seeing these things that um, you know, you were commenting minutes ago that it is kind of curious that poor people are the more engaged with God for some reason. But I'm not know the exactly figures for that, but at least I would say that I wouldn't say that. Um, I I think that either poor or rich people could believe in God. It is just about more um, to know more or to have kind of a purpose in this life. So
Okay.
this is how I see it. But I'm
Mhm.
not sure. What do you think?
I think that it's, like I said before, that is not a coincidence. And I think that is, I will go as far as to say that is by strategy. I think poor people, poor countries, people without opportunities are being instrumentalized, weaponized against themselves just to keep them poor. Because the reality of the world or the economy in which we live in right now is that in order for rich people to live or to live comfortably, there must be poor people. And what I consider religion is just one of those tools that they use. It's not the only tool, of course. They also use coercion,
Right.
they use threat, they use unhealthy behaviors, they use the food that we consume. There's a lot of factors that they use with the intention, with the clear intention of keeping us down. And I also
Exactly.
add myself to the list of poor people because I'm not rich by any means. Maybe I'm rich here, but
Yeah, I mean,
but I'm not financially rich yet. So, and when I say that it's not a
yeah,
coincidence,
exactly.
there's actually a map that shows that. A map of some of the countries that not only they're poor, but the countries that have been historically exploited, which happen to be in two of the largest regions of the world, which are Africa, right, and South and Central America.
Right.
See, and in some portion of Asia as well, like India, Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia. Historically speaking, I'm not saying that they are poor right now per se, but historically speaking, they have been oppressed through religion and many other tools as well. Communism is another tool that they use. Maybe next time we'll cover
Right. I
communism.
mean, yeah, I mean, they're like you said, they put people down based on a conditional, and that is one of the things that I don't like about religion. But one of the things that I do like would be probably the values that a religion could give you, kind of the discipline or kind of believe in something, which is also very important because you know a lot of those poor countries don't know where to start, right? So
Okay.
it's kind of um, for those who don't have uh, or have anything, it, it's kind of mm, I would say the only benefit that I can see having a religion or believing in something.
Well. You at least you try to see the positive side of religion, and that is deeply respectable. I respect that. I always try to see the positive side of everything.
Right, right, right.
I don't think there's anything.
Mhm.
Oh wait, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Of course, like there are good people. There are good people that follow the cult. They follow the teachings of the cult, and they engage in this, in this kind of behavior. Maybe maybe because they don't have any other option, like Sammy said before. But what I want people to know is
Right,
that there are other options. There's other options out there. Like you don't have to blindly believe in something just because you feel lost. No, you can believe in a future, in a worthwhile future to fight for, which is what I do. You can believe in in the cooperation of nations. It's also something worth
right,
mentioning. We can believe in justice. We can believe in ourselves, which is the number one thing that I always promote. Like we must first and foremost believe that we can make a difference. See, that
Right. And you know,
sentiment.
it's kind of funny.
Mhm.
Please go ahead.
Oh, thank you. That sentiment comes from within, from your own strength. And if you say, oh, I need something else to believe in, you're invalidating your own existence. You're saying, like, oh, I'm not worth my own trust. And I don't think that aligns with being human. I think what it means to be human is to recognize what we do wrong, and despite those things, still moving forward. And this is going to be a short that I'm going to take and I'm going to post it on TikTok one day. One day I'll take this clip and I'll make a short video on TikTok. Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Okay. No, it totally makes sense, you know. And something that I would like to or to bring up is, you know, not all the people have the opportunity to really brainstorm their ideas and really start thinking where where I would like to my life to aim for. I'm not sure if I if I said it correctly, but you know, the the purpose, the main idea of having you know, something to believe in. Um, I'm not quite sure if all of the people have that opportunity, since you know there are a lot of cultures out there where they teach the kids or the babies or um, you know, at the very moment they start growing up,
Mhm.
they teach um their religion, their what they believe in, and that's it. There's nothing else. And most of the times there are even punishments if you think something else, right? Um, so it is kind of interesting to think of, to see that there are people out there that don't have that opportunity. Or what would you say?
In a way, that's what you and I we're doing that right now, because I, like, parents can only or have only the chance to do that with their kids unless they go out of their way and they spread the gospel that they hear from other people. Unless they do that, the only sphere of influence they have is their kids. Okay. But in this
Right.
particular moment right now, you and I, we are influencing in one way or another 25, 26 people that are connected right here, right now. And that have been connected for the last 2 hours, listening to me yapping, speaking nonsense,
Mhm.
which I appreciate.
Mm.
I appreciate every single one of you here still listening to me after 2 hours. Thank you very much. Uh, but you're right. Like, maybe we should open these spaces to have the opportunity, to create the opportunity to consider something else, to consider an alternative way that does not necessarily requires faith.
Right.
That's what I think.
Completely agree.
And every time somebody mentions the word culture, I get triggered because
Mhm.
I think culture also does more harm than good. I know. This is another discussion for another day. This is another bubble that I want to burst. But maybe this is not the right time for that. I briefly covered culture in a different live with someone else, and I still have that video. I haven't edited that video. But once I do, I think it's going to go viral. I hope it's going to go viral on TikTok. And man, yeah, like, this is one tool that we have at our disposal to create those spaces, like TikTok or social media in general.
Okay.
Pretty good, man. All right, I am very tired right. Well, not me, but my voice. My voice is giving up on me already. Any question before I go?
No, I don't have any question for now. thank you very much for accepting me and listening to me.
Okay, very good.
So I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much. I will. Thanks. And thank you for being here as well. Take care, okay?
Yeah, take care. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, I said like, what, 40 minutes ago that Isai was going to be the last guest of tonight's live. I would really, really, really like to talk to the people that send me the requests later, like Alex Celis and Borham. But it's been 2 hours already, and I think I'm gonna have to go now already. Sorry. But don't fret, don't worry, because the people that always get last, those are the first ones that I consider for the next live. So I'm just gonna write down your name here. We have Alex Celis. You will be the priority for the next live if you are on time, of course. Which is, by the way, it's at 7 p.m. Colombia time every single day. Even tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'll still go live because I need to convert more people into atheism. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Alex Celis and Borhan. You will be the priority for the next session, okay? Okay, I just recorded that in my log. Well, before I go, let me just read some of the comments here. Claver says, the next week I will send the request again with a higher level. Yes, excellent. Pretty good, man. Borhan says, thank you very much, appreciate it. You're more than welcome, Borhan. I'm sorry, I really wish we could keep on, but my voice is my asset, and I need to take care of it. Typically, I should go live for 1 hour, but it's been, where's the time? Oh, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes already. Okay, let me see what else we have here. Why Tuesday is the better day, even if we can know? Why Tuesday is the better day, even if we can? I don't think I get the comment, Los Hermanos HD. Maybe it's a question for me or the guest. I'm sorry. Meralia, thank you very much for being on top of the live. Thanks a lot. You are a lifesaver. Thank you for all the comments. Thanks. Right, let's see. I don't think we have any other relevant comment other than my appearance. A lot of people are fixated on my appearance and my lack of mustache. Whatever. I'm just gonna, you know what? I used to shave every single day. One day I stopped shaving and people started like criticizing me. Just because of that, I'm just not going to shave anymore. That sounds like a very petty thing to say, but whatever. That's how I roll. Okay, thank you, Bart Fitness. Ooh, that's an interesting name. Bartolome Fitness for being here. Oscar Darío, Nieto Plus, AM, JNT, Borham, Jair, Los Hermanos HD, Wataka, Rachel Gabriel. It's a cool name. PS. Flavor, of course. Eliet, Diana Peta, Isaí, Caminante, Milachan. Thank you for being here for all of these time. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for all the likes. And I'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Okay? Hopefully.